Hi Silveraptor, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing the West German deck. We'll start off with logistics and I'll let you start off.
Alright, well, skipping the fob,
Yep.
we're going to go, the only command that I have is the Fucus Fufu, I guess is what you call it, the 120 armored car
Yeah.
with a machine gun.
Yeah, I actually had my mouse over that one ready. I knew you were going to say that. I must be getting used to the sorts of units that you choose now. I thought you might go for a little armoured car there.
Get out of my head!
Yeah, I've actually gone for two commands. I've got and my usual, I have to say, I've got the infantry. I've got them in no Jupiters, really cheap. Just get these infantry out, something nice and cheap at the start of the game. And I've got the Leopard 2 command tank as well.
How did I know you were going to have that?
Hugely expensive, probably a complete waste of points and money, but I just love these things and I've got to have them because it's such an expensive tank. And I can even bait people with these as well.
Right. The reason why I chose the Fifu is that not only is it armored, it's amphibious and everything, and the same point is the M577G, and I wondered why. The stats and everything are literally worse across the board.
Yeah.
All it has is just one extra front armor, one extra side armor, and I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah, I think sometimes Fusion have still got a couple of little balance issues with a couple of the units. I've come across that as well in the game occasionally as well. Yeah, but what about your supply? I've got one chopper, a man Catty 6x6.
The Man-Trask CH-53G.
Yep, the chopper, I've got exactly the same. Got it's a massive thing, loads of supply, you know, half a fob's, well not half, but a third of a fob's worth of stuff there.
Yeah, like I said with American, I use these big ones for like mini fobs, kind of. But I brought in I have 2 stacks of them, and I brought in a total of 8, so I have plenty of supply for this deck.
Yeah, and it's fast. It amazes me that these big, massive choppers are actually faster than some of the small, agile choppers, which is a bit weird, but I guess...
Well, because they're so big, they can actually put in bigger engines on these things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I've got the Man Catty 6x6s, little trucks.
Yeah, me too. Because they've got pretty good supply for their point cost.
Yeah, I've got that as well. Just you only need to bring one in and at a time. You don't need to bring them in groups because they have quite a lot of supply.
One of these are almost worth 2 of the French logistic helicopters.
Yeah, exactly. So, should we move on to the infantry?
Yes.
I'll head off first because I've got 3 cards. Yeah, 3 cards of Panzer Grenadiers, 90s.
Yep. The famous Panzer Grenadier.
Such good value for money, these things. And I've got two in very cheap MI31Gs just to transport them around, and I've got 1 group in the Marder 2s for a bit more firepower.
Yeah, I like the MI31Gs. They're 5 points. These armor personnel. If you ever have a chance to have an armor personnel of 5 points with a decent infantry, always try to at least get 1 stack of them in some kind of deck, because these things are very, very, very good for scouting. You just send these forward to the front line, see what shoot at it, where it comes from, and you know exactly what you have to deal with.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
I remember actually I threw like 4 of these things at where I knew where anti-tank guided squads were sitting in trees, just to try to get them to use all their missiles, and the anti-tank guided the squads missed with all their missiles except 2, and they ran out of missiles. So I had these things literally 5-point tanks take out 25-point anti-tank guided squads. It was kind of funny.
And have you got you've got Panzer Grenadiers in your deck, have you?
With the Marauder 2, yes, because I mean the Marauder 2 is an amazing APC. It's almost like a tank that brings in infantry.
Yeah, this came in the new DLC, didn't it? Am I correct in saying
yeah,
this is a new unit?
Definitely.
Yeah. Just accuracy at 70% and the range and everything.
Very long ground range. Yeah, I brought in actually those with Panzer Grenadiers to actually support my main unit, which are the Fallschirmjägers 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean I know they're pretty expensive. But I got these because, I mean, they have accuracy of 60 and a 60% stabilizer. How many infantry have the same stabilizer as the regular accuracy?
In the Force Grimjager 90s. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and
35
they have a rate
points.
of fire like the Delta Force, 532 rounds. I mean, I see these as very good assault infantry. Like you're attacking a city or something that you know infantry are in. These would be able to easily run up, and I mean they're just as good firing on the move as they are getting to the building. So you don't lose their effectiveness at all.
And what did you get these in?
I actually got these in the TPZ Focus Milan. Now the reason why, even though the ATGM is only 35%, remember these things are coming in as veterans because they're carrying the Fallschirmjägers, and that gives a plus 24% accuracy, bumping that up to 59% accuracy with the ATGM. So I thought, hey, that's actually pretty decent
Yeah.
accuracy.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, I really got all those Panzer Grenadiers because they are decent infantry, and I can bring a lot of those in and pretty much overwhelm an area with them. Hopefully, if I needed to. I've also got some PALR Milan 2s in just those M1131AGs again, just so that I've got an anti-tank weapon at the start of the game I can stick in the building here and there just to slow any enemy down.
I have actually some regular Jaegers in the M1 3AG, A1G, because I mean these are more like space fillers, a bit more on the defense side. I also got the HEMA Schutzen, the militia, in the M1 3AG. These are more like disposable cheap scouts, space filler. I got both of them. The Jaegers, I got those for the light machine gun for if I really wanted to throw more so the space doesn't get overrun or anything.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the human shoots are completely disposable. I do not care about them at all. I'm not afraid to say that.
And plus their truck's only worth 5, not 10, as in mine when I had them in the Brits. So yeah.
Right. Which is why I said this is the only time I consider getting militia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If the truck is the same price as them.
Yeah, I've also got some, I don't know how you pronounce this, Fliegerfaust 2s in the same MII 3s.
I was about to say Fliegerfaust, but yeah, Fliegerfaust 2. Yeah, I got these too. They're pretty good.
Well, they're very, very, very accurate. I don't see many man pads with an accuracy of 70%, so, you know, probably just stick these out even just in their pairs and they should do okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right, moving on to support. What you got there?
I'm actually going to say this. I'm kind of disappointed with the support, especially the AA. I think I made this known earlier in one of the videos, but I absolutely despise having to use radar guns, AA, AAA.
Yeah, I do agree with you, especially with this West German deck. It's all the decent AA is radar guided, all of it.
Yeah, all of it, and that just makes it very vulnerable to seed aircraft. And that, especially with the radar guns, the reason why I don't get it is that guns are mainly to take out helicopters and maybe to stun a few aircraft flying by, but they're not meant to take out aircraft flying by. And if you make them radar just for a little extra stats to take out better helicopters and everything, you just bring in a seed craft and then you can just mow these things down, and these things really can't defend themselves against that type of aircraft. So
yeah, and I had exactly the same problem when I was looking at the AA. However, in the end, I went for Flak Panzer Gepards, 10 of those at 45 points, and Flak Panzer Gepard A2s. The A2s are to go with tank pushes because they've got stabilizers, and the Flak Panzer Gepard, the normal ones, just to sit in bushes because they haven't got a stabilizer. And I've also got FRP Roland 3s, which I would bring in later on in the game perhaps and stick them right at the back if they decide to bring out any aircraft and stuff.
I actually have the Gepard A2s, mainly because the Stingers, they're like the only non-radar decent anti-aircraft in the support that they have. So I pretty much bring these in like the Tunguska, bring these in, turn off the radar guns and use them, and then for tank pushes I can move these in. I also
Yeah.
have the regular Black Panther Gepard A1s because they have a stabilizer. I use these for tank pushes too because when the enemy see the gigantic tank push coming at them, the last thing they're going to think is, oh, I'd rather bring in my seed aircraft.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the Black Panzer Gepard A. Was it the A1s? Yeah,
Yeah,
because I just thought they weren't that value for money personally. Because all you get the stabilizer over and above the Black Panzer Gepards, but that's about it. So I
yeah,
just
but that's what I got it for, is to
yeah.
stabilize so they can move with the tanks.
Yeah, so I got the Flak Panzer Gepard A2s, so I could use those for that basically, and that was my thinking behind that one.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. So is that all your AA then?
That's all my AA. I do have one artillery piece.
Yeah. What's that?
It's the PZMRS HS30 mortar.
Oh, you got a mortar. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
HE power of 5. Very good for mortars, and also because with the fact that it's a tank push, I would like to have quick smoke. That's the difference between artillery, is that it takes a while for the shells to land, a little while to get enough smoke up to make a push, and whereas tank pushes, you really want smoke up really fast so that you can move the tanks forward really fast because they're fast units.
Yeah. Was that the M113 or the HS30? Did you say?
The HS30.
Oh, okay. You went for the slightly cheaper option. Yeah, because I've gone for the M113.
Alright.
I'm not sure why I went for that one over and above. I've done it for the same reasons as you, a bit of fire support. I think the only difference, there is no difference really, is there?
They're
Speed.
amphibious, they're more autonomy, more
Yeah,
speed.
it's just the
I
stats
just
at the bottom, yeah.
I just got the 30s because they're cheaper,
Yeah.
and I'm bringing these out for smoke or quick mortar, and that's about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Now I've also got the Lars 2. Now I know these aren't the best thing in the world, but if I'm going to be sending in a load of Panzer Grenadiers into an area, I want to be having it stunned first. So that's why I got the Lars 2s really.
Yeah, they're decent, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. They're nothing
Okay.
too special, but they're okay. On to the tanks then.
Yes, the tank.
So, decent tanks for the Germans. I've got my deck stacked with tanks. I don't know about you. What have you got?
Oh yeah, I've got the big one, the 2A5.
Yep, I've got that. Yep, I've got that as well. Massive amount of points. It looks pretty awesome. Never proven in battle, this one, I believe. Is that correct, or am I wrong about that?
Yeah. I'm not sure. They may have actually had a couple of these in the Afghan war. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, they haven't been proven in battle, but the stats are pretty well done
Yeah.
all the way through.
Yeah.
Just don't forget the Leopard 2, derived from the same descendant as the Abram from the MBT-70.
Yeah, that we spoke about in the last video. Yeah, last couple of videos ago. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
What else have you got?
I also got probably, and you know how I told you the Cassiope, Puma was the best helicopter
Yeah.
in the French deck? I'm going to say this right now, skipping ahead from the end of this video, is the KPD-70 Kyler as the best unit for the West Germans.
Okay.
I really love this tank.
Because the autocannon. Yeah.
The autocannon and the fact that it's decent stats, and all just for 70 points. I mean, the only balance this has is that you can only bring one stack of them again, and it's just, these are awesome. I remember this was taking on a tank coming down the road that was more points than it, and then suddenly a anti-tank helicopter flew over some trees that was also more points than it, and its main gun turned towards the tank, its autocannon turned towards the helicopter. It took both of them out, no problems at all. Both of these things it took out were more points than it separate, and it took them both out with no problems. And I'm just like, okay, this is just officially the best West German unit.
Yeah, I think it's just the value for money for these things, isn't it? It's the 70-point price tag that makes them so good. Yeah, for what they are. Yeah. What else have you got? I've got those as well as the 2A2s, 2A5s as well. What else have you got?
I've got 2 stacks of Leopard 2s, the original ones, and pretty much because they're pretty decent, especially for the price tag. Pretty much, if you remember the M1IP Abrams, that was 75 points. This is 80 points and has that better gun.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
gone
I'm
the
telling
same.
you about.
I've gone the same thing as well. I've gone for it because it's kind of a medium price, very nice tank for its price. A little bit more expensive than the Kylers. You're probably bringing the Kylers in at the beginning, and it's because of helicopters and stuff like that. But if you've got points later on in the game, and you need to do a tank push, you can bring a few of these guys in.
Yeah, bringing the Leopard 2 up with the Panzer A1s, whatever. And yeah, this would be a good finishing blow because of how good these tanks are.
Yeah, and I've got one card of those. I've also got the Leopard 2A4s. I could have got 2 stacks of Leopard 2s. I went for Leopard 2s and Leopard 2A4s, just so I've got a little bit of a heavier tank, different price range. If I've got the points, I can bring these in. If I haven't, I can bring the Leopard 2s in.
All the Leopard 2s are actually, I think, perfectly priced for what they give. Yeah. I've looked at this compared to stats, and like I said, I'm pretty ticked off with the American about how the high price tags are not worth the stats they were given. But the West Germans, I see no problem with those the Leopard 2s.
Yeah, and having spoken so much about Leopard 2s, I've also got a Leopard 1. I've got the Leopard 1A5 as well. I'm thinking this is fairly good value at 60 points. I mean, you could compare it. Well, you probably can't compare it to the Kyler. It's got a slightly better main gun than the Kyler, but it hasn't got the autocannon. So I probably wouldn't bring these things in at the beginning of a game or out of choice, but I'd have them sitting in reserve in case I need some kind of medium tanks to fill gaps and stuff.
They certainly got a better gun than their armor, but yeah, I could see this.
And have you got any other tanks? Is that it?
No, that's just all my tanks.
All. Right, cool. Well, on to the Recon.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got the Tiger, I assume, PAH Tiger.
Yes, I mean, everyone should have a Tiger when they're playing the West Germans. Exceptional optics, good stealth. It's got Stinger missiles, Hot 2 Sackloss missiles, and 22 rocket pods. I mean, this thing is an excellent frontline recon, and everyone should have or try to have at least one frontline recon in their decks because they're just so good.
Yeah, just a really nice all-round attack chopper. Better, was it the Tiger Had or the Tiger Hat? It was one of the two. I think it's just a little bit, because they're quite a few points for the French deck that we spoke about before, and these are probably, I reckon, a slightly better aircraft, and they've got exceptional optics as well, and they're only a few points more.
The thing about this is that as a recon chopper, all of its weapons are actually further array ranged weapons, every single one of them. It doesn't have the autocannon where it has to fly in close to use. This thing actually can stay back over 2 kilometers away regardless of target and shoot it.
Yeah, good point. What else have you got on your Recon?
I have got some Fernspires in Dormer 205s.
Yeah, I've got those as well. Yeah,
I got these because, I mean, exceptional stealth, becoming squads of 2. You could pretty much sneak these behind enemy lines, and the enemy will never know they're there, unless the enemy knows that you just dropped them off there and are actively looking for them.
Yeah, exceptional stealth, like you say. The only thing that's going to be really spotting these is going to be recon choppers flying almost on top of them, I reckon.
Exceptional recon helicopter.
Yeah, nothing else is going to spot these guys once they're stuck in the enemy's base somewhere.
And they've got a sniper rifle, 95% accuracy. You can actually put these behind your infantry, and they can still fight with that sniper rifle, just taking out units every couple of seconds. I can see infantry squads, enemy infantry squads just go down, dink, 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 just numbers counting down.
Yeah, pretty nice units. I've also got another infantry squad, the BGS in Fuchs. These are just space fillers, really, just to put on the front line and anywhere around and about on mountain tops, stuff like that, in buildings, just to keep an eye on the enemy and try and spot enemy for artillery and such like.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, these are basically spotters. They've got very good optics, and they're militia and so cheap. These are actually pretty good. I would agree with you on picking those.
Yeah, just for spotting, like you say. And then I've got some SPPZ looks as well for 50 points. These are, if I eventually get out my Leopard 2s and stuff, I can just take these along with them just to keep spotting for the tanks, really.
Do you have the Lukes or the Lukes A1s?
It's the Lukes A1s.
Yeah, I got 2 stacks of those because they are pretty good. I will bring these out with my Leopard 2 push because, like you said, they spot. They're also really good autocannon. They can shoot helicopters. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's it for my Recon?
That's it for my Recon.
On to the vehicles. Vehicle-wise, now, I was trying to buff up my anti-air a little bit. especially on the front, because we've got so many radar guided weapons in our anti-air. So I've gone for the Flak Panzer M42A1s. Very, very
Me
cheap.
too.
You can spam them, you can stick them right at the front. You're not too worried about losing one or two of these things, and they can stun things that come over the top before they get to your radar guided weapons.
Yeah, I mean, the range lets it down. It makes it crap. But, I mean, the fact that the radar is the only support, I mean, these things are definitely a must if you're playing an all West German deck. So, yeah, I got these as well.
And I also got a bit of a filler in here because I just didn't know what else to put in. I've got some Jaguar 2s. They are very, all right, they are very, very powerful. I wouldn't bring them in at the beginning of a game, but I'd certainly bring them in later if I knew I could snipe some tanks or some armoured trucks or something.
I definitely brought these in because unlike the French anti-tank guided vehicle, these things actually have an accuracy over 40% at 60% right here. So.
Yeah. Cool. Any other vehicles?
Nope, just those two. They were just pretty much space filler.
Yeah, same. Exactly the same. And choppers.
Choppers.
Yeah,
the
poor. Yeah, very, very poor choice of choppers for the West Germans. Did you actually take any at all?
I actually did for emergency. I brought the BO 105P PAH 181 anti-tank helicopter. Pretty much because it's like an emergency because of how fast that helicopters tend to be, and they can fly over terrain. If I see like a tank and I need emergency anti-tank guided missiles, I can bring these in.
Yeah, I've got exactly the same chopper for the same reason. You've got to have some sort of ATGM chopper in your deck somewhere, and this is pretty much the best one the West Germans can bring out.
Right.
I
also got the BSH for the infrared missiles.
Ah, okay, right. You've got both of those. Okay,
if you're so short on anti-air, they need these.
Yeah, I've got them as well. Actually, they're not the best, are they? But like you say, they can fill a gap if necessary. I wouldn't like to put these up against other AA choppers though, because these just are not the best. I don't think.
Right, but they have just so few AA choices that you kind of just got to grab all the AA they have.
Yeah. So let's move on to the aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've gone for 2 stacks of Alpha Jet A's. So I've got 10 napalm bombers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So more for late game, or if we get stuck in some sort of attrition battle, these things can just fly in and bomb the hell out of an area. And I've also got some Tornado. I've actually gone for a seed aircraft, which I rarely do, the Tornado ECR. I actually
got 2 of those.
I got 2. I thought I could use these as an anti-ship weapon as well if necessary, so I got this one in.
Yeah, me too. I got 2 as well.
Yeah. Have you got any other planes?
I've got the Tornado IDS with its 400 or 500 kilogram bombs.
Yeah, that's nice weapon as well. 30% ECM, really fast. Yeah, that's a nice aircraft.
And then I got the F4F KWS because air superiority fighter. Might as well.
Yeah, it's a decent one for the points. 140 points is pretty reasonable with the weapons that it's got.
ECM of 40%.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Excellent.
Very reasonable. Not the best aircraft, but very reasonable for its price.
Yeah, exactly. Navy,
I've got the A6E tram intruder. Just more anti-ship plane.
Yeah, I've got those as well, actually. Wow, great minds think alike. I thought I'd go for the tram intruders for a change. We've got 4 missiles, decent ATGM, decent anti-ship weapon, and I've got Super Hornets as well. I've got a card of Super Hornets as well to go with them.
Right. Well, when I was designing this deck, I realized I was going majorly tank and vehicle heavy, based upon because those actually seem to be better in the West German arsenal. And I thought, well, if I have tank and infantry, I want all ships to stay away. So I literally just maxed out the rest of my navy with the anti-ship artillery. All the Exocet, Seabuster, and the MOBA. I have them all.
I've done the same. I've got the intruders, the Hornets, I've got the Exocets, I've got Super Pumas and some LCUs to resupply.
Yeah, me too.
It's
just like just to keep the ships away from the
Yeah,
the,
we're not
coast.
really interested in building a big navy with these two decks. I don't think it's more about
No.
controlling the land and keeping the ships away.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. I think that's about it. Apart from, yes, one thing, the your favourite weapon. I haven't chosen mine yet, so again, I'm going to make you go first because I haven't
But
decided
I already
yet.
told you it was the KPZ-70 Kyler.
Okay, I didn't know you were definitely going to choose that, so you're definitely going for the Kyler then.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just going to have a quick look through. Definitely not really. The Panzer Grenadiers, no, they're not nothing too special.
Pick the Panzer Grenadier 90
No,
System
no,
Order 2.
I know what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for the Leopard 2A5. Perhaps
Yes.
unproven in battle. I've used this a lot in this game. It's an awesome tank. Definitely value for money. If you look after it, 22 front armor and 9 side armor. I've used it in the games before this. It's always done me really, really well in Wargame. I'm going to choose that because it's an old favorite of mine.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I also kind of like I love kind of like how the slope of the armor at the front of the turret is. It's just it's different from any other tank I've
Yeah,
seen.
it's one of the best looking tanks, isn't it? It just looks really, really. It just looks the part, doesn't it? It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It swivels round as well, the turret and everything. It's just brilliant. Okay, well, thanks very much in Silveraptor. So that's the French decks and the German decks, West German decks, should I say, done now. All we've got to do now is play a couple of games, and
Yep.
that'll be it. So thanks very much,
Yep.
Silveraptor.
No problem. I'll see you in the games then.
Yep, I'll see you next time. So thanks for watching, guys. Please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you, or we will see you, in the next one.